Hey everyone, so it's been a while since I last uploaded a video of sorts, just over 2 months ago now. And I feel like I want to talk about many things, especially in regards to the title of the video. So I guess I should start off with answering the statement made in the video. Why don't I upload as often anymore? Now, this comes down to many reasons, clearly, as it's probably quite a long video. I don't know, we'll have to see. I'd probably say the most important reason to me anyway is a lack of motivation. About a year or two after starting this channel, I very quickly realised how difficult it is to actually grow a channel. I was pretty young when I made my first video, still technically am now really, but regardless, I was quite naive and thought getting views was easy. And to be honest, the video series I started off with was actually quite successful. This was my How to Make a FNAF style game on Scratch series, which consists of 32 episodes unfinished and will most likely stay unfinished. When starting the series, and thus kicking off the channel, about 10 or 11 episodes in, I found out that one of the major parts of creating the fan game in the first place, i.e. having the AI animatronics track you down, I didn't know how to do that. I believe that the best way to go about this was to temporarily pause the series and figure out a way to actually go about this. After a lot of trial and error, still couldn't figure it out. This is when I decided to look at many other successful FNAF Scratch fan games and see if I could understand what the code was. I then really very quickly realised that this was a stupid idea and isn't original code, and went back to trying to figure it out myself. Trial and error continued, and during this I continued the series, fearing people were losing interest and the want for more episodes. This continued for, I believe, 3 more episodes until episode 32, where it stayed for almost 2 years now. As of now, I don't believe it is right to continue the series, as I have had no interest in continuing it for a while now. People have asked every now and then if I will ever continue the series, to which I responded with interest to make another video on it, before taking a quick look at the project and not making a video. I don't think doing something I have no interest in is good, and I would rather post something I'm more passionate about. It's been a constant back and forth on whether I should actually start the series up again, maybe even perhaps restarting it, but ultimately this is where it ends. I'm glad I made the decision about 2.5 years into the project to release it as a pre-alpha, because I feel it's great people are able to experience what there was, and who knows, maybe one day someone will decide to finish what I started, and they're welcome to do that if so. I'm done with Five Nights at Eddie's, and I'm happy to focus on my passion project of a few years and Mix Through Time instead. Now, what does this have to do with lack of motivation? Well, if you take a quick look, you'll notice that these videos gain significantly more views than any other video I make. It would put me on a bit of a downer when I would see a video that did still get decent views, but nowhere near the heights of the tutorial series. This all of a sudden led me to making many random videos at random times to see what my audience were interested in. However, I realise now that what matters the most is posting something that I am passionate about. Something that I enjoy making is much more entertaining to watch regardless of the views. I will say that videos from here on will still probably be very inconsistent, but will hopefully be much more entertaining. On to another thing, which is all about my currently in development multiple part series, A Mix Through Time. One of the main things I think to myself is, why do I take so long making an episode? I believe that it all comes down to over-ambition. If you ever read the original script for A Mix Through Time, which is what I'll link in the description, you'll realise that a lot of it does loosely follow what the final product of it is. But as it goes on, it becomes obvious that the plans I originally had for parts 4 and 5 were way too out there, far beyond my skills at the time, and even to a degree now. I'm not really a big fan of A Mix Through Time Part 1, as I feel it shows my original plans were extremely ambitious, and I wasn't capable of achieving some of the things in the original concept. Thus, it was rushed to release at a time I felt was needed, as I didn't want people to wait long for the episode, and also because for the next few weeks after it released, I wouldn't have been able to work on it for multiple weeks. I really wish it was a much better introduction, but I can't do anything about that now. I am glad, however, that people did enjoy the episode for what it was, and I thank those for that. On a more positive note, however, I'm still very happy to this day with the result of A Mix Through Time 2. Its production was smooth, everything that happened in the episode was how I wanted it to be, and I feel that it was released at the perfect time. It's what I consider the perfect episode. When I started work on A Mix Through Time Part 3, about halfway through its production, I noted that at the rate I was working on it, the episode would not be released that year. So, I figured that splitting the part into 2 halves would solve the issue, as half of the episode was basically already done. Since then, production on its second half has been pretty up and down. I won't go into detail here, as I talked about it in my latest community post, which I will also link, but in short, Development has been tough at times, however I am happy with the state of the episode so far. I can't promise any release date right now, as I don't want to rush it out like a Mixed Through Time Part 1. There have been many times where I have wanted to stop working on a Mixed Through Time as a whole, as I feel like I have been taking way too long between each part, but right now I've decided that I don't want to leave this story unfinished, and that I will continue with the project regardless of how long it takes. This has been another reason in regards to slow uploads, as I have been focusing a lot of my time into the next episode, redoing sections, and overall a lack of time. The final and probably most important reason in regards to my slow upload times is because of school. I'm currently on a summer break, but it's going to start getting pretty important soon. This will, ironically, probably lead to slow uploads and slower developments on projects, as I'll be spending more of my time focusing on school stuff. It's very annoying, but it's what must happen, as it's pretty important for my future. I would definitely much rather be making content for you guys, but ultimately I need to decide what's best. But yeah, I think that's everything. I'm guessing that this is a sort of long video, so I can understand if you didn't sit through all of it, but I hope that you'll listen to at least some of it, as it's quite important to me. I thank you all for listening, and I'll see you in the next future. Bye bye.